All right, let's start at 5 with a look outside right now. You've got Sacramento there, Stockton, where you can see a bit of the sunset there, and Lake Tahoe there, a beautiful sunset there against the Sierra. We have a little break now from all that wind and rain we've had over the past 2 nights. A very different sight from what we saw just early this morning.
And we only have this break for a few more hours. More rain, snow, and wind is right on the way. And right now, flooding is an ongoing issue across our region.
Yes, I want to show you some stuff here on the left. You can see some flooding in Woodland. That's in Yolo County. And you can see the car driving right through. Experts say that's normally not a good idea, especially if you don't know how deep it is. That's on West Street near the Arco by I-5. And then you can see cars going through the flooded street. On the right, we have more flooding. This is Vacaville. This is deep into a neighborhood that's near Tulare Drive.
KCRA 3 Chief Meteorologist Mark Finan is here. And Mark, when is that rain going to move back in?
So the video you saw was from earlier today. A lot of that, especially that street flooding, has gone down. And as you can see, it is now dry, especially from Modesto to the north. The last areas to get the rain are in Tuolumne County. And the rain's just kind of hanging on around Sonora, Jamestown, and Groveland, and probably will for another couple of hours. But as you can see, Modesto is dry. You don't have to go very far to the east, however, before you do find that rain around Groveland and Sonora and up Highway 108 past Miwok Village and toward the Twain Harte area. The snow level way up around 6,000 feet. And if you go a little bit farther to the north on Highway 88, we still have chain controls, but the chain control is just lifted on Highway 50. It's just a little bit wet here at Twin Bridges. That's at 6,000 feet. And while we have the Caltrans vehicles there, they are not stopping vehicles now. So you can go up over Highway 50 and Interstate 80 without anything in the way of chain controls, at least for now. Had a good downpour this morning. We picked up about 1.5 inches of rain in Sacramento. Stockton had 1 inch, a little bit less in Modesto. But some of the heaviest rain was in Solano County back around 4 o'clock this morning. Fairfield and Vacaville picked up 2 1/3, almost 2.5 inches of rain. And that's why we saw some of that flooding in Vacaville. Placerville picked up a little bit more than 1.5 inches of rain. We are going to see more rain again before the sun comes up tomorrow morning, but maybe without the gusty winds. I'll have more on that in just a couple of minutes.
Okay. And Mark, thanks. In Sutter County, people living in Lovey's Landing are now being ordered to leave due to the threat of flooding. And we go to Stanislaus County now, where evacuation warnings are in place in Modesto due to flooding dangers.
Yeah, those orders are along the Dry Creek area. We're talking specifically here along Edge Brook and Scenic Drives, the area near Brookway Park, and areas along South 7th and 9th Streets.
That's where KCRA 3's Josie Hart joins us now. And Josie, have you seen any evacuations yet?
Yes, actually, roughly 55 patients were moved out of this San Luis Care Center. It's right by Oristimba Creek, and this is actually one of the areas that emergency crews have been monitoring because of the potential for flooding. A team known as the Central Valley Incident Management Team has been deployed to help with storm and flood watch throughout Stanislaus County. This resource is typically brought out when there is more of a large-scale emergency event, such as wildfires, earthquakes, or flooding, which is exactly what the county is anticipating. It's an all-hands-on-deck situation with fire and police personnel, along with city and county emergency crews that have been going out all day knocking on doors of residents to warn them of potential flooding in their area. This includes areas like Dry Creek and the Tuolumne River. Law enforcement is also currently out alerting homeowners and homeless residents who may be living along creek sides at the risk of impact.
Speaking with them, making sure that they are aware of the water levels that will be rising in the next 24 hours, as well as offering them any assistance that they might need in preparing their property, whether it be sandbagging or anything else that they might need.
Emergency crews are continuously monitoring water levels, but say residents should be prepared for changes at any moment and to remain vigilant for the possibility of more evacuation orders. There were multiple ambulances here earlier to move these patients to safer areas. And even for those residents that don't live by bodies of water, they're still expressing some concerns to us. We'll hear more from them in our 6 o'clock show. For now, reporting live in Newman City, Josie Hart, KCRA 3 News.
Josie, glad those patients were able to get out safely.
Well, from Josie, we want to go right now to some evacuation warnings that are going on in El Dorado County. The first warning is from Highway 50 and Whitehall, and this is the same area that was evacuated on New Year's weekend. The second is along Highway 49 out from Union Mine Road to the Amador and El Dorado County line. The El Dorado County Sheriff's Office is asking those who require additional time to evacuate, including those who might have pets or livestock on their property, to consider leaving now.
In Sacramento County, many residents in Wilton are under mandatory evacuation orders tonight, and officials say they want to be proactive in getting families out of their homes before any potential flooding.
Case Area 3's Brittany Hope is live for us right now. She's in Wilton, so show us a little bit about what you're seeing right now.
Well, you can see it right next to me. This is just an example of one of the massive trees that fell from a property onto the roadway. And this is a eucalyptus tree. To give you some perspective of just how huge this tree was, we're going to have Jimmy turn around so you can see what's on the other side of Green Road right now. Luckily, crews came in and were able to saw down this tree, but it was covering the entire roadway. Just an example of how huge these trees are. It fell over this property onto this fence and then landed in the street. Now, homeowners here tell us that a lot of this damage isn't new. In fact, some of it has been here since last weekend's storms.
That's what it's been for 10 days now about, I guess, is just, waiting for the next storm and concerned that this is going to happen again.
How long have you lived here?
Almost 23 years.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Not this. This is the worst by far.
The worst for Lance Bishop, who lives in Wilton. His property is littered with debris from broken fences, trees, and flooding.
The edge of my road was out here about that much farther out. So when it caved over, it just washed all that. The power of the water is just astounding,
In the heart of this evacuation zone is Green Road, and that's what we're walking along now. There was a lot of damage. You can see just in front of this home alone, this larger tree knocked down a smaller tree. The power of those winds lifting up this root system. And just for some perspective, if you look at me, I'm about 5'5". That root system is even taller than me. It crashed through this fence. Another tree pounded down this fence, trunk after trunk, torn by the powerful winds. Standing water is still taking up space, hazards that have made roads in Wilton unsafe.
It's a mess. We have a lot of cleaning up, that's all. But that's okay.
A lot of cleaning up for residents who chose to stay, like Lance, as they brace for even more rain on the way.
I've got to know all my neighbors again really well. That's been the best part, I think.
Pretty amazing to see how positive so many people are here right now. You can read that sign. It says road closed due to washouts. Again, we're on Green Road. We want to remind you and echo the message from emergency crews tonight. If you see a sign like that, you just can't drive through it. A lot of these roads are washed out. There's fallen trees. It's just too dangerous, especially as more rain is expected to come in. And a reminder, we're in the heart of an evacuation zone right now. So if you are still here, you are being urged to leave. We're live in Wilton. Brittany Hope, KCRA 3 News.
Yeah, and in your story, it's nice to see neighbors reconnecting, albeit with the problems they have on hand now. But so you had a chance to speak with emergency crews out there today near the Wilton Bridge. So what's their plan for tonight?
Absolutely. So really their main priority, now that conditions have cleared up just for a little bit, is improving levees, checking out those bridges, clearing out trees, and looking at power lines. And in fact, they're getting some more help. We just learned today that the National Guard is now stationed in Wilton tonight. We'll have some more details on that coming up at 6 o'clock.
Great to see those extra resources, Brittany. Thank you. And this is a live look now at the SMUD outage map. Right now, about 21,000 customers are still without power. Just to give you some perspective here, at this time yesterday, there were more than 60,000 customers without power. So a pretty significant improvement to what we saw over the weekend.
In the last 24 hours, SMUD has restored power to more than 90% of the customers, and then SMUD will continue to work to restore power for the remaining customers. And crews are working at full capacity. We have more than doubled the number of teams who are out there trying to restore power as quickly, but also as safely as possible.
Yesterday, at the height of outages, there were more than 34,000 people without power. And as we just showed you, that number has significantly decreased. And about 76,000 PG&E customers are still without power tonight. Although it still is a pretty high number at this point, this is an improvement compared to what we saw over the weekend when we had several communities without power. So we're seeing some improvements there, but still a lot of folks in the dark tonight. And because of that, California is still in a state of emergency for both flood and drought. Efforts are underway at the state capitol aiming to try to avoid this kind of situation in the future. KCRA 3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala is here now to explain what this all means. Ashley.
Andrea and Golston, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle agree the state needs to update its water systems and boost its ability to capture and save water to get some relief from drought, especially when major storms or atmospheric rivers dump rain across California. This may be one of the few pushes this year where we see Democrats and Republicans working together. As heavy rain and winds continue to pummel California, a sign is plastered on Assemblyman Devin Mathis's office door. More water storage now.
Let's get the storage done. Let's get it built.
Mathis, a Republican, recently filed a bill that would set statewide goals to increase above and below ground water storage capacity, 3.7 million acre feet by 2030, to eventually reach 4 million by 2040.
We have a renewed sense of urgency.
Those numbers did not come out of thin air, but straight out of a water-saving strategy Governor Gavin Newsom rolled out this summer when he warned the state could lose 10% of its water supply by 2040. Mathis says the bill is to hold him accountable to that plan and to help the state take advantage of heavy rainstorms.
We've all heard it our entire lives. You know, we need to build more water storage. We need to fix the canals. We need to do these things. Well, when are we going to stop talking about it, and when are we actually going to do it? This bill allows us the opportunity to do it.
Another lawmaker on the other side of the aisle working to address the issue, Democratic Assemblyman Chris Ward. Ward is proposing a measure that aims to expand the state's ability to capture water and update the state's water flows by tracking atmospheric rivers. Ward notes the system hasn't been updated in 20 years.
We have a flood plan in this state. We have a Central Valley flood plan.
Meanwhile, Governor Gavin Newsom and his administration say some of this work is already underway, with more than $8 billion earmarked to update the state's water systems.
We are deeply mindful of living in this new normal of extremes.
Now, Governor Gavin Newsom says he'll ask the legislature to set aside another $200 million to reduce the risk of flooding in urban areas and levee improvement projects. He's expected to present the first draft of his state budget tomorrow. Meanwhile, both Assemblyman Mathis and Ward tell us they look forward to looking at each other's proposals and potentially working together on the issue. Back to you.
All right, Ashley, thank you. And President Biden's also approved Governor Newsom's request to declare a state of emergency here in California. In our area, the counties singled out include Sacramento, El Dorado, Placer, Stanislaus, Merced, and Mariposa. The order authorizes FEMA to identify, mobilize, and provide equipment and resources that help reduce the impacts of the emergency. The federal government will provide 75% of that funding.